Hello, everybody. Hello. It is with a heavy heart that we have Mundo Madness Monday tonight. For those of you who have not heard or are not um, privy to at this point in time, we lost one of our greats, the great Harris Schlesinger, aka JEDI Drummer, aka Heshy. Um, Many of you, if you've watched Space Windu and his the beginnings of Saber Talk, you can see that Space and Gabe and Harris, the original trilogy guys, who have done Saber Talk, so to speak, the beginning of Saber Talk, right, if you will, the three original three amigos for Saber Talk, and we lost one of them Sunday. And Harris, I call him the Jedi drummer for obvious reasons. He loved the drums and he loved to play in the bands, and you know. So tonight we're going to honor his memory tonight, and let's talk about some experiences that you've had with him, maybe a phone call, maybe a text, maybe actually hanging out with him. So there's all kinds of things that we can talk about tonight, and let's honor Harris in that respect, um, and let's get the ball rolling, right? So for tonight, Harris, this is for you, my friend. Bottoms up, brother. Bottoms up, man. Let's play that big old gig in front of the pearly gates, bro. My heart goes out to his family, his son, his daughter. Hey, Titan. Yeah, man. Uh, yeah, it's a big loss to the Saber community, dude, because he was a graphics guy, and many people. I tell you, a lot of times, I can't tell you how many times I've actually called him and asked, Jim, hey, welcome, Jim. Um, I think it was a heart attack. It had something to do with his heart, I believe, what Space had told me. I haven't got all the details, but that's, he passed on Sunday, so it's crazy, man. Yeah, Meg too says, sorry for the loss. He was a really cool dude and loved listening to him talk about Sabres, including his rants when he went full Harris. Yeah, I think that was pretty hilarious when he went full rant and full Harris. That was, I think that was one of the highlights of Saber Talk, at that point in time. Yeah, Jim, he passed away on Sunday, dude. Yeah, he passed away on Sunday. I'm still processing it, and I'm still pretty devastated about it, dude. But Harris, he's not the kind of guy that wants us to cry about it, and he'll tell you, quit sopping about it and get busy on freaking making those lightsabers, or let's go jam out, right? He wants to jam out, so we're gonna jam out. We're gonna talk about we'll talk about some of the eight. He loved '80s rock and music. So, let's talk a little bit about '80s rock tonight too. So, because since we're gonna honor his memory and everything, thank you, Felicia. Yeah, right. I'm sure he's man. He was loved by a lot of people, dude. And do that. Yeah, his rants were epic. They were, man. But his rants, they were they were passionate, dude. Yeah, Cindy. Yeah, man. Thank you. Uh, I had plans to try to come see him this next year, and I was already saving money for a plane ticket and all that stuff. And it was just like when I heard he passed, it was like, oh my God, you know how devastating it was just to know that I wanted to go and see him, and because I had been to Philadelphia before with my family, um, with my parents, and it was just like, yeah, it was just he was so passionate about lightsabers. He was passionate about life. He was passionate about music, and especially music. Even though the Saber world had his heart, but music had his soul, right? Music had his soul, and um, I'm surprised that he didn't turn any sabers into drumsticks and and try and do drums that way, right? With sabers and drumsticks together, man. I was hoping he would because that would have been epic right there. But yeah, that was Jedi Drummer, man. That was Harris, and I really wish that I had been able to see him and meet, shake his hand in person and everything. TK, what up, man? Rock on, yeah, dude, rock on. So let's talk a little bit about some '80s music that I'm pretty sure, you know, we got to go round and round with Rat, right? I think that's such a classic song and classic Harris right there. That one particular song, I think fits into his repertoire of music, right? And then of course, we got to have Poison in there and a good time, right? A good time by Poison. I don't want to sing lyrics and everything because I don't want to get hit with all that red flag stuff from YouTube and everything. But man, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You know. So what else, man? I mean, I guess hard rock was especially his love. So we can go on and about all kinds of rock legends, and I think his personal favorite was Kiss, right? I think he was so enamored, and he actually got pictures with Kiss. So that in itself was totally badass, right? And I was going through, let's see, Felicia says he was very fun to talk to, great musical talent, and loved the hair. Yeah, of course. The hair was rocking, man. It's always been 80s style. Harris has always been 80s style. And that's what we loved about him. He was, and I'm sure that's what his family was like, saying about him too. I don't know exactly how they're doing, and you know I actually uh my heart goes out to his family, his kids, everybody, his immediate family, because it's such a great loss for both the family and the saber community, and as well as the music communities, because he certainly I say he certainly enjoyed life. It didn't slow him down. Whatever happened, with his health, it certainly did not slow him down. And that's what we're doing here tonight, is that we're gonna honor his memory, keep his memory alive, and to make sure that we pay due diligence and ode to to him, because he he gave us so much in terms of himself, in terms of helping others with saber stuff. You know, I could I always ended up either texting him, calling him, or even sometimes even video chatting with him. And he always took time out of his busy schedule or whatever he was doing. He always took time to acknowledge back, even if it was a text. And a lot of times, though, he would even call me back, and I wasn't even expecting a call back, just to say, hey, a quick text, hey, yeah, that's the right kind of gauge of wire, or you need to do this to the wires and this and that and everything. And I tell you, um, I've always asked Anthony a lot of questions about Saber stuff, but and Harris was right there next to Anthony in answering all my questions. When I had questions to this and that, um, and Anthony went to Harris for the Graphic stuff, because Harris was the graphics guy. I mean, Anthony's good at doing what he does, and but a lot of times Harris was the one that was doing some of the a lot of the graphics is because Anthony was busy doing other things as well. But in terms of also the blades and everything, so Harris would help him a lot with the graphics stuff. It, from what I understand, and he ended up taking Gabe under his wing as an apprentice and really showing Gabe a lot of the things that he knew. So Gabe, naturally went and started, what, you know, Gabe is an amazing guy. He's an amazing Jedi, because he learned a lot of stuff from Harris and really learned a lot of the ways of the Jedi philosophy. And kudos to you, Gabe, man. Amen to you, brother, because I think he was amazingly close to Gabe, you know, and Anthony. So definitely gonna miss, I miss Gabe. I wish he was on more. Yeah, Jim, me too, man. I wish Anthony and Gabe would kind of come on a little bit more, but hey, sometimes things get a little hectic for these guys, and uh, I understand that things are going, and Ant teaches some karate to kids and stuff too. So uh, Anthony's not only busy with the comic books, he's busy with the blades, he's busy with sabers, he's busy with teaching the kids. I mean, my goodness. So for one person, that's a lot to take on and everything. So and then of course Gabe's got a pretty hectic job too, being a police officer in that. And he's doing the quality control for all the blades. So he's got a very important job. Oh my gosh, I keep saying all the time. Jesus, I'm gonna have to stop. It's been a long day. People, forgive me, please. Okay, so here's the thing. So if I keep starting to go, hey, let me know and say, stop it, Ed. Stop it. CEO? Who's the CEO, TK? Huh? It ain't me, bro. It ain't me. Gabe is a busy serving the community, and that's awesome. Yeah, he is, dude. He really is. He's also a musician himself. If you look under, if you've seen his Instagram and everything, he's also a musician too, and so music has his heart as well. Uh, I'm not sure how much he plays in terms of all that. Uh, you know, uh, so it could be that he's busy doing some musical stuff as well, right? TK Ant, yeah, Ant, yeah. Ant is the CEO, of course. Yes, he is, brother. Yes, he is. And like I said, I can't thank him enough though for allowing me to take over, Saber Talk because we all enjoy sabers, and that's one of the things that makes this world go round, right? Is the love of sabers and the fun in doing it. It's very enjoyable. It's satisfying in many ways. You can lose track of time very easily. You can forget about the troubles of the world very easily. At least I do, right? And I tell you that Harris really enjoyed everything together. He enjoyed both the music, he enjoyed the sabers, and I believe his last saber was a MB saber, right? He and Anthony were work on it together, and I think they did a few videos on it. So, and it is crazy. Rich, yes, yes, sir. He was a great guy, man. He really was. He really was. Um, and it goes to show you how short life can be. Anything can happen, and that's one of the reasons why I I cherish each and every person that has come into my life, and I enjoy, you know, meeting people. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy doing this show, with with the blessing of Anthony. And Rich and I got a chance to meet each other down yonder this way, and it was such a great experience meeting him and seeing him for a short time here, and you know, uh, hopefully we can do it again, and it'll be a little bit more fun, a little bit more time together, and we will be talking some more saber talk and everything as well, right, Rich? And so uh, it, like I said, Harris was an '80s guy. I'm an '80s guy. Most of us that are probably on here are '80s people, right? Most of us. And uh, I tell you, I believe uh a lot of the Kiss songs, right, Rich? Yeah, yes, sir. I believe that most of the '80s songs, in his heart were like the '80s hard rock, AC/DC, and Kiss, and just all of the hard hitting rocks. Yeah, Megadeth. I'm sure he was like part of that group as well. I mean, I don't know if he ever got. I don't know if I've ever seen him with like a Megadeth, group or anything. Chet, what up, Chet? Hey, oh no, my condolences. I'm shocked. Yeah, Chet, dude, it's unreal, man. I mean, Anthony and I are just like we're still processing it that he's gone, man. Um, that's that's one of the reasons why I want to do this because, and anytime now from here on after in any of the shows, we're gonna keep Harris's memory alive. I'm gonna mention a few things about Harris here and there. Um, and one of the things that's kind of cool. I was looking today. I was looking this afternoon when I had some little break time at work. I was looking at the first Saber Talk, and that was 8 years ago, guys. 8 years ago, that Anthony, Gabe, and Harris, all three in Ant's house, got together, and the three amigos formed the very first Civilized Sabers Saber Talk, right in Ant's house. And it was cool to see that how Anthony was in the middle, and Harris, and then Gabe right on either side of Anthony, and it was really cool. We need a compilation show of memorandum of Harris. Yes, Jim, we sure do, and probably take a few snippets, here and there, and maybe do that for a show, one of these shows, and just a memorandum, like you said, right? And just do kind of like a couple of pictures here and there for every at the end of every Saber Talk, maybe. Uh, I don't know. I'll kind of get with Ant and just kind of get some brainstorming down. Ooh, excuse me, guys. Get some brainstorming down and see what we can do, and how we want to go about doing it and all that stuff. And I think it'd be kind of cool. And maybe I should end the show. Start the show with my intro and end the show with a few picks from Harris. So that's an idea right there, guys. On doing that, and it's just, yeah, man. My brain's going 100 miles an hour right now because I had been Harris had been on my brain all day today, man. Just thinking about his poor family, but at the same time that you know that I've got a lot of people to go to when I need answers for Saber stuff and everything. But it was sure fun talking to him because He can rant and rant about things, and it was absolutely fun to hear him rant about stuff. And he would call, and sometimes instead of saying Mundo, he would say Mundo. It was kind of cool, man. And he got that Philly accent going in there, right? He got that Philly accent in there. It was just funny, but it was really cool. Really enjoyed talking to him. Space goes, yeah, I want to put together some clips and put them in a tribute video, and we'll do a saber talk hopefully this weekend, and people can come on and talk about Harris. Yeah, I absolutely, man. Yeah, and that was the basis for tonight's show, and I think that we can do multiple shows that way, and yeah, I think it'll be great, right? So yeah, man, let's have a chit chat Wednesdays when you have time, when I have time, and we'll kind of work the process out so that way it'll be on point for what we want to do, or more or less what you want to do, buddy. Right? So yeah, it goes to show you how short life is. Um, right. Rich says that would be a great space. Harris deserves a great Saber Memorial service. He does. Yeah. Yes, I'm glad you're talking about Harris tonight too. Thanks, Rich. Um, yeah, man. You know, like you, Space. I mean, I'm still processing it, dude. Because I did not get a chance to physically go see him. Um, and it's one of my biggest regrets to not have done that, and especially because you know my daughter had a thing in for school, and he actually helped my daughter out, and you know uh, when he didn't get the product, I wanted to return this money to him or send him something, and he absolutely refused. He says, "No, it's for your kid, man. You don't need to send me anything." And you know, he was such a humanitarian, and it's just one of those things that I sincerely admire about Harris is the love of life, the love of people, the love of music, and the love of sabers that he's had. I don't think there's a person on this earth that Harris has touched when he's talked to him, and or even been around them, right? Um, And so TK, hail TK, yeah. And you know, there I go again, right? Oh my gosh. There is just not one soul in this world that has talked to him that has not been touched by this man uh in his heart, because he truly cared about a lot of people. Jay, uh, oh man, Dave, what up, Dave? I'm down for this weekend, guys. Got some great chill and full hair story. Oh, so yeah, man, that would be a lot of fun. I think that would be awesome, bro. Yeah, we need a lot of hair stories, man. I think that's gonna be a staple for Saber Talk because, even though he's not with us here, he's with us in spirit, right? Hail JD, that's awesome, bud. Yep, TK, but thanks. Yo, JD, man. All right. Now we got the party started, guys. We got the party started. And you know what? That's another thing. Harris would, like, I'm pretty sure Harris would have said, "Quit your damn moping and let's get partying. Come on, let's get the music going. Let's get the sabering. Let's get the music rocking. Come on, guys." I think that's what he would say. Harris was all about having fun. Yeah, he was. He was. That's why I don't want to make it too morbid, Ant. I don't want to make it too sad because I think I would be doing a great injustice to Harris making it too sad, right? So, um, that's the basis for tonight because we want to honor his memory. We want to honor it great. So, What is one of your 80s music faves, guys? Come on. We know Harris got, he was really big into Kiss. He was really big into the heavy metal, so to speak. He was all the hard, the 80s rock. I mean, hands down, we know that, right? But I mean, he loved all the 80s music as well. He was funny. He had told me he was drumming for some younger guys. Well, back in they made a list of songs they wanted him to practice. Different generation. Yeah, different generation. No, I mean he was down for almost anything. What I understand. I mean, as long as it had to do with music and fun. I mean, he was pretty much down for it. Um, and I would have loved. Oh my God, I would have loved to have him down here to go to the ranch and just sit around the campfire and have a full on Harris rant while we're chomping on some some uh, ribs and drinking beer and everything else, right? Felicia says Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath. Yes, Black Sabbath. I Felicia, yeah, he mentioned Black Sabbath quite a bit, right? He really did, and I know that he was just he's a rock to all that stuff, hardcore. I mean, that look at all the pictures that he has with the hair, right? All the pictures with the hair. That what does that tell you? If that don't tell you how much he really enjoyed, that hard rock band type stuff. Yeah, and even when his last gig that I saw, he had that ponytail in the back of his head, and man, it was crazy to see him like really like, yeah, man, I got it, I got it. I'm with you right here. We have to pull out the game show video. Game show video. Yes, I think that would be awesome. That would be fun to see, right? But hey, I had crush on Slash, so Guns N' Roses, November Rain. Oh, Felicia, that's a classic. November Rain, yeah, yeah. Guns N' Roses, man. And you don't even really hear too much about Axl these days, and the rest of Guns N' Roses, really. But then again, I mean, these guys are old, but at the same time, come on, come on. If you were that popular, I mean, you gotta stay. Well, I guess maybe these guys now are getting to the point where they just don't want to be like in the limelight that much anymore, right? They've had their 60 minutes of fame, and they're just like, yeah, okay, I'm done with it. I want to go relax at home. In the jungle, yeah. Welcome to the jungle, right? Felicia was in the jungle, baby. Oh, yeah, Jim, he did, right? He really did some epic shrouds. He did for the Sabres. I think Ant's got a few vids with the shrouds that he's done. I think so. And some of his Sabres are freaking crazy epic as well, man. The ones that he had done. Um, and he had a few, yeah, he did. He helped make the ancient Graflex, right? That's what I was telling everybody earlier, Space, before he came on, is that he was the Graflex dude. I mean, and that he was like the Graflex dude. While you were busy doing other things, he was doing a lot of Graflex stuff, and I was like, man, that would have been. And the last one that I was talking about how he was doing you were helping him too, right, with the MB Graflex that he had. Um, and because you all had a couple of bids out on that one, right? My fave Graflex on Earth. Oh, dude, Dave, I did. You know what I did is I downloaded that video, and it's just a stunning Graflex, man. It's a stunning piece. It really is. I mean, that just museum quality stuff, but geez. 1978 guy here. 78, Jim? Hey, I was 75, bro. I was 75. I was born on Groundhog's Day. OMG, and steal our highest praise. Right? And he took you and Space you and Harris took such great pride in all of that, you know. Space is 78 too, Jim. Bunch of babies in the chat. Felicia. Oh my god. Felicia, you're not that old. Come on. My gosh. You're too silly. That's hilarious. I can't, and I still, it still shocks me to see that the very first Saber Talk was 8 years ago with the three amigos, Harris, Gabe, and Anthony. 8 years ago. And as time progressed, I don't know. I need to go back. I need to go back and check all of the videos of Saber Talk and see exactly, the time frame that I came around. I think I probably came around maybe um like after the sixth Saber Talk, maybe fifth or sixth. I don't know. Maybe after the seventh. Uh, but uh, you know, I need to go back and look through all the videos and see exactly what point that I kind of joined in the talks because it was always fun to have Harris on and I remember that one of the shows it was just an epic rant that he went. Everybody stood quiet while he did. Sixth or seventh? Yeah, sixth or seventh. Okay, okay. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that info, man. Because like I said, I just started looking at him today, so um, going back, and I'm gonna have to rewatch every one of them again, and I will. I will go back and I will rewatch every one of them, and and if you all kept up with everything, some of the sabers that Harris did were epic builds as well, and just unbelievable. One of the edge sabers that he had, it was just too cool, too cool. Oh, gee, saber taught me all the plector boards. There's so much information in there, right, Dave? I mean, my gosh, that was the go-to video with Saber Talk. You wanted to talk sabers, you go and you talk to the three amigos, man. I couldn't get enough of it myself. I was just like waiting for the next one to come out and the next one to come out. It was just like, oh my gosh. TK, no worries, bro. You grab your pizza, dude, and come back and have a couple of beers and slices of pizza for us, buddy. Have a chow down, buddy, chow down. That's what Harris would have done. Harris would have definitely said, Harris, calm and quiet. Hey, can I just say something that's on my mind and heart? And then bam, off to the races. Yeah, that was epic. That was epic, Jim. Yeah, Dave. Thank you, man. Agreed. Yeah. It was just I don't know, man, because Harris had such an aura about him too. I, if you really look, if you watch Harris during those vids, man. Let's see, Space says Harris was planning to come do a saber talk the night he died. He was planning to come with Gabe to do an OG saber talk. Oh, dude, Wow. Really? My goodness. Wow. That's crazy. And and do you know for sure what I mean, was it his heart for sure or what um did he just have a heart attack or what was the final diagnosis on that, man? Dude. Yeah, that's unreal, man. It's crazy. That's crazy that an OG saber taught. Uh, that definitely would have beat the hell out of my saber talks any day. And you know I would have taken all of it in lovingly. Because Harris had an aura stronger than the lightsaber aura. You know that? I mean, he was brighter than the quad star, bro. Harris was brighter than a quad star, man. He was that shining star of you know the three amigos in space and Gabe. You know you just can't get better than that. The OG three amigos. And I am truly blessed though to be part of the legacy, you know, that these guys have permitted me to do. So, you know, with everybody there, you know, with everybody here tonight, I am so honored and blessed um, to talk about. Uh, I don't know if he did have a favorite drink, Chet. That's a good question, man. You know, Space, did he ever drink over there at your house? Did he ever have any drinks there? I know he had some at a bar. I mean, he would do a live video every now and then with a bar that he went to, watching some of these bands, and he would show that he had a couple of drinks in hand, but I wasn't sure exactly if they were alcoholic drinks or what kind of drinks they were. But man, I tell you what, uh, Chet says, "I'll toast a neat Jack to Harris," right? To Harris. No, I don't recall a favorite drink. Yeah, that's what I thought, man. He drink almost anything, right? He'd drink almost anything if he could. And I wonder what I don't know, was he a beer drinker? Do you know Space? Did he ever have like some beers too or not? Not really. Or did he just drink regular like Cokes and stuff? I mean, come on. Most people from Philly, he like, yeah, I mean, quite a few people from Philly, man. I know quite a few drinkers over there. So, well, but I think he likes sodas. Yeah, as fat boys normally do. I remember, yeah, you remember he used to call himself old and decrepit. I would crack up every time he said that. I'm all like, Harris, knock the shit off, man. You're not old and decrepit already. Come on. He used to use that phrase, and it would crack the shit out of me. I would just bust out laughing, old and decrepit. Like, man, you've been watching too many movies with Tommy Lee Jones, and shit. it was there was a lot of good times with Harris being on Saber Talk, right? And one of my fondest memories of Harris is, um, I was actually doing some. I was at work, but I had a question. And hell, shit. Gabe says Harris didn't drink nor smoke. He would only have soda, juice, or water. Really, Gabe? Thank you for letting us know that, man. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you're here in the chat, dude. Thank you for coming on the chat. Uh, welcome, man. So appreciate it. And Chet says soda works. I'll have a diet coke for Harris. Many thanks, Space. uh, hey, don't knock it, man, because anytime I have one right here, right next to me, dude. I have one beer and the rest soda. You know, yeah. And Gabe, hey, Gabe, when Harris took you under his wing, how did okay, this is for Space and Gabe, man. How did you guys meet up with Harris? I want to know that. I want to know the story before Saber Talk really started. How did you guys meet Harris? How did you guys get in touch with Harris? Or did Gabe, were you first to touch base with Harris and then get with Space, or was it like maybe you saw you got together with Space first, and then Harris came in afterwards? How did that work out? Um, how did the three amigos come to meet each other, talk to each other, and then get uh, Saber Talk started? That's what that would be a good topic right now to kind of go and get in. Gabe knew him first, then Gabe contacted me to hang out. When Gabe came over for the first time, Harris was with him. Uh, oh, okay. So Gabe knew Harris first. Gotcha. And so he contacted you to hang out. So how did they find out about you, Ant? I mean, did they see, your vids? That how did it come about them getting a hold of you? I told Gabe when he came over we'd do a show idea, and I had called it Saber Talk. Uh huh. Wow. So that's how everything really got started, huh? But how did Gabe and Harris find out about you, Space? How did that meeting go? I mean, based on the thread named the TRA forum. Oh, okay. So through the forums first, and then it went from there. Huh. So you found out how close y'all were to each other, and then decided to meet up that way. Is that how it kind of basically went? Oh wow. Oh, okay. So they kind of did it the way I did it too, right? They watched the videos and then kind of reached out to you because yeah, because that's the way I started out. I started seeing your videos and right, Rich? Absolutely, absolutely. And we need to make sure that we preserve those because uh, we have a legend in our midst now, and we are not going to let any legend slip through our fingers. I mean, he's going to be riding this train with us the whole way through. Let's see. Gabe says, I met Harris first when I found him online while I was looking for saber enthusiasts and I was new to the game. Found out he lives right down the street from me and we were neighbors the whole time. Laugh out loud. Oh, dude, that's such a great story, Gabe. That's awesome, man. I like that is a freaking badass story. And I mean, it's a true story, but man, that is freaking awesome, dude. Funny how things work out like that. Yeah, Rich, for sure. Being a Philly guy myself, I always felt a connection to him. Oh man, that's awesome. Gabe says a few years later, Harris told me about Anthony, and we took a drive to his house, and we all hit it off, and the rest is history. Gabe, I mean, that's the way it was for me with Anthony too. And if you see some of our videos, if you watch some of our past videos too, that Anthony says, it feels like we've known each other for years when we only had known each other, maybe a couple of weeks. So Yeah, it's a very strong connection, man. Uh, and you know you can't fake those connections, dude. You can't. I mean that this is forgive me for saying, but at the same time, I think it's a God-given, attachment as far as it's meant to be, for us to have met Harris, to be in his life, to know who he was, to be his friend, to be honored by his presence, and even right now, uh, I feel him here with us, with these stories, Rich, and with Gabriel telling us and Ant telling us how they met and everything. Jim says, I met Anthony in the Bachwing and he told me about FX Sabres Forum and he was at that time doing individual soldering LED string blades and told me he was going to be starting a channel called Saber Tug. Wow. Wow. We got history in the making here, guys. We got history in the making right here. I mean, this is literally the true story right here. So we're gonna see later on down the years, we may end up seeing all this on A&E or something like that, right? The true story of Saber Talk. I think Harris would have gotten a kick out of that in the you know or the what was excuse me, what was the and that is the rest of the story, right? Uh, dude, the news guy on the radio, let him tell the story of Saber Talk. That's cool, Jim. Man, I can't imagine soldering string blades nowadays. Oh, I can't either, dude. I can't either. It's amazing how much technology has changed these days, too, right? And everything is getting smaller and smaller, a lot easier. Yeah, Jim, you're right. A lot easier, too. A lot easier. Life is funny, spiral staircase sometimes, but definitely dizzy. That it is, TK. That it is. But you know something, dude? Life moves too fast, and if you don't slow down, you're gonna miss things. And that's a quote from you know what movie, right? I'm not gonna say the movie, but you should know. And I'll tell you. I'll give you a hint. It's got Matthew Broderick in it. And I'm pretty sure if you got that, you should know who it is now. Yeah, Anthony is a machine. He was a soldier sing all he did. Yeah. St. Ferris! Rich has got it! My boy's got it! My boy's got it! Yep. I bet you if we were all in a movie theater, we'd be all sitting right there and watching Ferris too right now, right? Oh my gosh. Now that would be an epic night, man. Getting together, talking sabers, watching 80s movies and listening to 80s music, dude. Now that would be an epic night out, right? Laugh out, Bell. You're my hero. You hear that, Harris? Yeah. Harris was Ferris secretly, right? He wanted to be Ferris secretly. That's too funny. Too funny. But that's what Harris would want. He would want us to be joking around and everything, you know. And that's what we're doing. We're joking around a bit, but at the same time, we gotta honor his memory. We really have to honor it because without Harris, the epic rants, the uh the graphics guy, the all around, 80s dude, the Jedi drummer. Gotta love him, right? You gotta love him, man. So which okay, Chet, which which 80s band do you, besides Kiss, okay? Besides Kiss, besides Black Sabbath, what bands do you think that Harris portrayed? You know, pretty much like glam band type. You know, this is this is gonna be a very trippy question, really. I don't know. I mean, there's so many '80s hard rock bands to choose from, right? I I love the fact that I think it would be an awesome intro of Rats Round and Round for Harris. I think that would have been a badass intro for Harris, right? Rat Round and Round. I can see it right now. And then as soon as the music goes off, he asks that classic question to a full Harris rant. The girl is with Ferris, is one Claude Van Damme's wife and time cop. Oh yeah, really? I thought yes, round and round. Well, you know, and then I think that would be his intro song, right? Chad says, just looking at old photos of Harrison, I would guess he's a dime bag Daryl guy. Uh, so his intro would be Round and Round by Rat, and then his exit song, I would say by Poison, right? Nothing but a good time. It's one tall building, DK says. What do you guys think? Come on, guys. Come on. Let's get into it. Come on. Let's rock that noggin there. Let's rock and roll. Let's get into this discussion. What your thoughts? What you think? What Harris would enjoy in terms of intro and outro songs, right? And it's got to be '80s. It's got to be '80s because that's what Harris was about. He was about the '80s. He had the hair. He had the drums. He had everything. So let's play. Chet says, "Yeah, I can see him being a poison guy." Well, he definitely had the hair, right? Have you seen some of those pics? His pics with his spandex and hair were pretty wild. That's what I'm saying, Rich. That's what I'm saying. He emulated the '80s, right? I mean, he emulated it, and it was great though. It was great because it it he really shined with all of that too. He really did. He really shined. A duck and pig that bunny can't get out. Oh, okay, TK. Duck and the pig that bunny can't get out. Oh dear. Oh my. Where was that Wesley Wabbit? Titan says, are the metal versions of Star Wars music? Hey, yes. Good analogy, man. That's a good analogy. Remind me of Chris Farley's Wayne's World. Time he was breaking down all the venue and sound guy. It was cool listening to all that information. Yep. Space. Hail Titan Gray! There has to be. Gotta find some. Warner Brothers. Yeah, what's up, Doc? There you go, TK. Okay, guys, I'm gonna come out of the picture for a second. I'm gonna grab me a second one because we are honoring Harrison. I need a cold one. I need a cold one, but you can still hear me. Orale. Harris was such a deep, caring person too, though, man. I mean, there was nothing that his heart, you know, there's not a person on this earth that he would not help. I mean, I guess it would have to be pretty bad in order for Harris not to help you, right? I mean, you would have to really piss him off, and it would have to be really, really bad. But that man loved everybody, and he really took care of everybody, information wise, and in other ways too, right? It was just a pleasure having him as a friend. His friendship, meant the world to all of us, and he is, like I was saying earlier, right? His aura was so bright that he exuded, um how can I put this? Uh he exuded confidence. He all of his information that he would hand out to you to bestow upon you, give you, teach you everything that he learned, and to pass on that information, you know, tells me. I mean, he's a true Jedi master in himself, and he really portrayed that aspect of a character in terms of being a true Jedi. Because if you go into the Star Wars world and you hear, when Yoda is speaking and he says that the true burden of a master is to pass on what you have learned, right? Mastery and everything else. And he's really bestowed a lot of that passion, a lot of the information, and everything. And Gabe really, he really took Gabe under his wing. And here Gabe is, today to exemplify what he has, what Harris has taught him. And it's really amazing to see how far Gabe has come from what I just seen, you know, that many years ago to now. Gabe, just becoming a full-on Jedi himself. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And Gabe, I really enjoy, seeing you do the quality control of the blades, because man, uh, that's, people need to see that. If you're doing quality control and they see things like that, you're really showing people what the product is about, how good that product is, and that is the personification of you know what Ant's work should is, and it portrays his hard work. So thank you for doing that, right? Felicia says Galactic Empire official on Instagram is a Star Wars rock band badass. Yes. Che goes, I like the rants. I liked it when he went off on topics. Oh, I did too, Chit. I really, I really did too. You know, and I've learned so much from Anthony and Gabe and Harris, watching those videos. And you know honestly, even though I watched Rob's videos on a lot of stuff, I really enjoyed Anthony's saber talks a lot, because I would sit there and I would listen to him like over and over again, maybe about two or three times. But the thing was, it was so fun to see these guys talking and about the sabers, and the different ideas that they had. I mean, it was truly enjoyable to watch. And Anthony, again, thank you for putting those out. Because without those, without people knowing Harris, it's just, it's a void right now. But at the same time, he's here with us in spirit. He's not. Nobody ever is really gone, right? They're gone when you decide that you want them to leave your memory and everything else behind. And if you keep them in your heart, you keep them in your mind, nobody is ever really gone. And that is the memory that we will always have of Harris. for the information that he truly gave us, the fun that he gave us, the memories that Gabe and Harris and Anthony have shared on the first, so many episodes of Saber Talk before I came around. Rich says if there was ever gonna be a Force Ghost, it would be Harris. I believe that, Rich. That would be freaking awesome to have a Force Ghost of Harris around. That would be amazing, dude. That would be amazing. You know how much more stuff he could teach us if he would want to teach us. He'd be probably too busy rocking the drums, though. He'd be too busy rocking the drums. I don't know. He'd probably come up with some wicked cool saber, right? Felicia says, I wouldn't know these guys without you, Anthony, so thank you. Yeah. Anthony's the one that started it all, the CEO, man. Anthony's the. Hail, Anthony! Hail, Rich! Hail, Chet! Hail, TK! Hail, Dave! Hail, Gabe! This beer's for you guys. I tell you, man, I am truly blessed to know each and every person here in the chat. Anthony, Gabe, and Harris. I've been truly blessed to know these gentlemen. Life is too short, man, and you really to not enjoy somebody's company is a shame because you got to make time for yourself. You got to make time for people. Gabe says being part of Civilized Sabers has been one of the greatest experiences of my life. My master inspired and encouraged me as a Jedi. Absolutely, Gabe. Absolutely, dude. Amen. And this whole group is just great, awesome, nice people. Jim, you are as well, my friend. You are as well. Um, that's why I feel that I need to mention things like this and not there's so much hate in this world now that nobody really takes the time to nobody takes the time to appreciate good friendships. Nobody takes the time to appreciate who you have in your life. Yeah, there's some things in this world that are bad. There's a lot of things in this world that are bad. But when you come across good people, when you come across good friends, when you come across individuals that bring you joy in your life, that actually bring happiness, that bring you uh, time to look forward to, keep those people in your life. Make sure that, even if it takes 30 minutes, even if it takes 5 minutes for a text, you know, do it. Don't regret, don't make excuses that you can't, I mean, it's understandable. You don't have the money, you can't go, but you know what? There's no excuse for not even giving a text or a phone call and say, "Hey man, how you doing?" or "Hey chick, hey girl, hey woman, this goes for the ladies too. I mean, not just gentlemen, but friends in general, whether it be man, woman, whatever. You know, take the time, appreciate your friends and who you have in your life, because life, like I said, life is too short. You know, a simple text, a simple call, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, it doesn't matter. Hey, how are you doing? Doing cool? Good. Good to hear from you, man. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. That's all it takes, you know, to appreciate somebody that's in your life because once they're gone, they're gone. You still have memories, but it's not the same, right? It's not the same. You know, when my dad passed, I still talk to my dad even though he's gone. I still talk to my dad of how I feel, how I'm doing. You know, his memory's not gonna go, and even though he's not here with me, I still talk to my dad even like he's here. I still talk to my best friend like he's here. You know, and now I will do the same, and I will continue those. I will talk to Harris as he would still be here with us. He may not be here, in physical, but to me, he is here in spirit, and he's never gone. He's never going to be gone. And that's just let's see. Gabe says, "Now I fall under the tutelage of Master Space as we're always family, and we'll continue this journey." And I'm glad to hear that, Gabe, because even more so now. I wish I was there with you guys. Sitting right, on the couch next to you guys, and I hope it happens one day. We can all get together and sit down and saber talk, with the three of us, or maybe even more people, and I don't know. Maybe we'll do like a saber talk in my ranch or something. If you guys have the time to come, and I can try to make that happen. It's not very fancy accommodations, but I tell you what, you're into roughing it. Hey, you're always welcome, to come to the ranch and stay the night and having some good barbecue and all that stuff. you know, Thanks for this, Mundo. This is helping me, and thanks for all of us by talking about Harris. Dude, I wouldn't have it any other way, man, because this is helping me cope with it as well. Because, all day long I've been in a rut to just thinking about Harris and, all the videos and everything. And I wanted to make sure that we really, really pay tribute to, you know, our Titan Rancho Mundo. Yeah, Jim. You guys. I mean, I'm serious, man. It's just we. I say, the Saber family guys. We need to get together, and you know, I tell you what. I am so stoked that once I get some these dang sabers in order, man, I am going to be putting these puppies out in the ranch and really lighting them up outside because ain't nothing like having a good lightsaber outside in the stars, right? TK says, I think just can see certain read and put it in your hand and then make it collapsible like a toy, but with metals that resist radical light. Okay. Space can do it. Yeah. Space can do anything, man. Space can do anything. And it's very appreciative, and like I said, like Anthony, I mean, it's helping you cope. It's helping me cope as well. Again, like I said, my brain has just been on airs all day, and then Sunday was just like, oh my gosh, dude. It did, the process didn't really hit hard until today because any little thing about Harris was just like popping in my head, and I was like, it's Mundo Madness Monday, and usually we have a good time, and Harris was always about a good time, so I didn't want to make it too sad for Mundo Madness Monday tonight. I wanted to kind of have it half and half, right? Have a good time, but at the same time, really, really kind of make sure that we talk and have a good time about Harris's life and what he's done for us. Now, when Harris has come over to your house space, I'm sure you guys had a great night cracking up about all kinds of things, and some serious saber, you know, talk, I'm talking like really serious, down to the nitty gritty, like wire type, you know, conversations, right? I mean, there was just no room. There was no room for play, no room for anything but getting busy on a specific point of wiring and stuff. Then whose bolts left? Jim, I can hear Harris already starting to rant about that now. I mean, he's like, let me ask you a question, Jim. And there he goes, off to the races, right, Jim? He was a generous, and he would come over with food and cook a meal and amazing food. He was a great cook. And then we got busy with Sabres, laugh out loud. Yeah, he would feed you. Yeah, I would do the same. You know, I would do the same. Since he goes, I think that's mine, Jim. I knew I dropped it somewhere. Food. He died. Felicia, I was just thinking about his food post. Oh yeah, all that pasta stuff, man. I came really close to crying a couple of times because at the time that he was making all this pasta stuff, I was like, "Whoa." I mean, I would get a tear in my eye because when I found out I was diabetic, I couldn't eat pasta anymore, right? Yeah, I mean, I still do, but and I'm bad about it, but not like I used to. But at this, um, when he was making all that pasta, I had quit pasta completely. I mean, I wouldn't touch it. Just trying to get my body back to somewhat decent, uh, to where I could actually have a little bit here and there, right? And I would be crying because that would look so good, and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could have tasted that. It was killing me. It was killing me. I'm a sucker for good food, man, especially Italian food and oh man, I tell you, yeah, yeah, that's how come I got so damn fat. I stress ate. I really did, man. I worked for this facility that I would have probably, my God, tacos every couple of hours. I would have probably 2 or 3 pots of coffee. I would drink probably 2 or 3 gallons of soda on top of that, for years. Yeah, pizza too, TK. Pizza too, bro. I'm telling you, I really let myself go. And at my heaviest, guys, at my heaviest, at almost 300 pounds, 289, right? At my heaviest, 289, and I found out that I was diabetic. I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. So when I stopped, and to this day, I am now one 192, man. 192. I am under the 200 mark to this day, and I have not gone back up to the 200 mark yet. So I think I'm doing okay. Think I'm doing okay, but it's always in the back of my mind that I could croak. I could croak any day. Doesn't matter. You know. Thanks, Chet. I mean, none of us are guaranteed life. You know, we can all go tomorrow. We can go the next day. It doesn't matter. You know. Thank you, Serenzy. Thank you, man. Yeah, appreciate it, dude. I mean, a lot of hard work on my part. Very hard. It was very hard because getting used to food and actually stopping those kind of foods was very very hard. So I have 20 pounds left to go on hitting my ideal goal weight. It's the hardest that I'm going to face, and eventually I'll get it down. Eventually I'll get it down. I just have to find out where I'm failing at right now to get these last 20 pounds down, but I will. And believe it or not, though, I have not, I don't work out, man. Everything that I've done in losing my weight is just done with food. So I think if I do actually incorporate some exercise into it, I think I can knock it out of the ballpark. And I'm starting slowly to get into that mindset where it's slowly seeping in that I've got to do this in order to get the rest of the way. My body says no, my brain says yes, my heart says maybe. So I'm like three-way, my body's tugging me 3 ways. So eventually, I need to center myself and get my my center being straight, and I think I'll be able to accomplish it. Let's see. TK says the Death Star blaster has been shown just yesterday. Oh yeah, fucking scary. Death Star blaster. Who? By whom? TK. Death Star blaster. Green. A green color blaster. Jim says I need to stop drinking Monster Energy drinks. Laugh out loud. Oh, Jim, I used to drink those too, man. And then I found out what they could, that they could potentially stop your heart. Was like, oh no, thank you, can't do it. And it's like, yeah, I loved them, I really did, but they didn't work all that great for me though. It would go, it would work sort of. It would work like for a short time, and then it would die off, and I would crash really hard with that. With that, I mean, they would last probably hour at most. They would last an hour at most for me. Yeah, they were good though. I really enjoyed them. And then when I found out that they can affect your heart really that that greatly, I'm like, oh no. They even said that some of those monster drinks are actually getting kids heart attacks because they so much, I guess, caffeine that's in them that makes their heart go so fast that can't it can't hold up with that much, and it's crazy. Like, if kids are having heart attacks with that stuff, imagine us old fogies, right? Jeez. Nah, my poison of choice is coffee. Oh my God, I can drink coffee almost all day if I wanted to, but I don't. Not anymore. And like I said, when I was working at a different facility, I would drink shit. I probably drank about 3 or 4 pots in a day, just by myself. Easy. The older ones before they regulated the caffeine. What a ride. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, Jim. Jesus. My favorite one was the Nas. My favorite one was Nas, dude. That I can still see it, the orange and green bottle. Or was it orange, yellow, and green? Something like that. Anyway, it was Nas. Nas was my go-to drink, dude. Jesus. And I don't know I don't know if Harris ever drank any of those or not. I don't think he drank a lot. He drank sodas, but I don't think he ever drank those. Gabe, did he ever drink any of those? I don't think he did. If he just drank straight up sodas, I never saw him with any. I have CBD coffee. It's epic. I love it. Jim, CBD coffee. Ooh. Ah, Jim. Jesus, man, you might have to email me where you get it from. You might have to, man. Cindy, y'all remember Four Locos when they had caffeine in them back in the day? Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. That was classic, man. Now that was a ride. That was a rush. That was a rush. But it was only a short rush, dude. I think Mundo would love CBD coffee. Love it. Jim, yes, sir. I think I would love it too. I would have to tell my boss, hey, boss, you know what? I'm drinking this. You might have to do a piss test every now and then, but I'm letting you know it's in my system. Unless I drink it at night, but man, CBD is crazy, yeah. But I heard that CBD really works on pain. I heard it really works on pain. So anything is worth a shot, man. No, the THC, yeah. CBD has no narcotics. No, it has a calming effect from what I understand, right? The CBD. I got some individuals that use the CBD for calming stuff, ADHD and everything else on top of that. Oh, what fun! I tell you, my goodness. I think Harris would have enjoyed to this day. He mood stabilizer. Oh, okay, mood stabilizer. So, Jim, are you telling me you go on a Harris rant every now and then? That's why you need the CBD coffee. I probably do need it anyway. I'm too grouchy in the morning. Probably should drink it. Yes, an anti-inflammatory. Oh, see? There you go. Anti-inflammatory. I'm down for that. Anti-inflammatory. I've got a lot of joint inflammation, man. It's hard to wake up in the morning, man, and get moving. It gives focus. Maybe I should try it. That would be something else. I wonder if Harris would ever try it. That'd be funny to see Harris give him a cup of coffee like that before the rant goes, and see how the rant would change with it. That would be interesting to see. Who would have loved to see that? That would have been funny. TK says, I'd feel that. I bet Harris would probably go, he wouldn't even shout with his rant, right? He would just go, he would be nice and collected, and he'd tell you, he'd give his rant in a monotone voice, right? I think that's how he would have, if he had some of that coffee, Jim. That would have been hilarious. He was such a badass person, man. He was such a badass person. And each of you in y'all's way though are all badass too. I mean, and I have to say it, and I'm not just saying to say it because this and that. It just, like I said, you have to appreciate for who you have in your life as well. Ooh, it's a nice blanket in the morning to a day when you don't want to get up and face the world, but have to. Ah, Jim, I might have to invest in some of that coffee then, man. Because I tell you, some days it gets harder and harder to face it. Yep, some days it gets harder and harder to face it. So let's let. How many of you actually have talked to Harris about saber builds, and what did he help you with? Let's get into that discussion, okay? I want we all know that and Harris and Gabe, but more or less Anthony and Harris did the ancient Graphics, right? And then of course Harris and Anthony worked on Harris's MB Graphics and among other Graphics as well, right? But Jim, um, any particular sabers that you worked on? Did you call or text or email Harris about and have him ask him a couple of questions? And when he took the time to help you out, what specific help was it, and what, uh, what was the trouble that you were having that you actually needed his help for? Let's get into that a little bit because I think that'd be kind of like an interesting topic right now. Rich says I got to build him a chassis for him once. Ooh, Rich, I mean, dude, your chassis are amazing, dude. And I'm glad you do those. And I'm glad to see that all the different styles of chassis that people make, and it's so cool to see the differences in build, the differences in originality, the differences in creativity of people, because it's just one of a kind for each individual. So Jim says just conversation, a saber talk, mostly kicking different ideas around. Oh, okay. So just different ideas. Okay. TK says honestly, I never met the man. TK, I never did too. I saw him like you're seeing me right here mostly, right? I actually ended seeing the guy. I saw him when he video chatted me at work like you did, dude. And I guarantee you, man, there's just he was there to help anybody and everyone with anything, dude. Chet says, Rich, your chassis are great. I'd like to own one of them someday. They really are, Chet. I mean, he does such great work. And, I'll tell anybody on any chat and anywhere, whether it be, Instagram, whether it be Facebook, whatever, I can honestly vouch for his chassis, man, because I have one. I mean, he made one for the balance, which is right behind me. So, uh, right there, the balance has one of the chassis from Rich, and I've showcased it quite a few times, and I will continue to do so, and I will continue to back this man up, 100%, 100%. Um, I will back anybody up whom I believe is worthy of being backed up in their work, provided that and because Rich is always an honest person, straight up forward. Um, you don't get a whole lot of honest people these days, and I've been fortunate enough to know quite a few honest and caring and good people. So that's I think Harris knew who good people were. He associated himself with good people. He associated himself with good friends. And, we as a Saber family can associate together and have his Force Ghost be with us each time that we talk Sabers. He's going to be right here with us in spirit, right? Rich says, my girlfriend says you are such a special soul, Mundo. Oh, Rich, man, thank you. Tell your girlfriend I said thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was so lovely seeing both of y'all together, and I really do hope that we can get together again, and she will meet my wife, and the four of us can have a good time. Yeah, that'd be so cool. Chassis for any thin neck sabers are out. That are out. Hmm. Any plans to make a chassis for any thin neck sabers? You know, Rich, I'm thinking of in the future. I have a um Rudy Pendo for an MK1, right? I need to save up and eventually maybe get an MK1 eventually. But I do have a Rudy Pendo that I would love to install one of these days, and that that is for a future work, a future in the works bit. I'm working on one for the SP Sabers Law Ground. Ooh, damn, that's gonna be sweet. Ooh, I can't wait to see it, Rich. I can't wait to see it, dude. I noticed that. Excuse me, guys. Ooh, excuse me. The beer stuck in here. Um, not the beer. I mean, you know what I mean. uh, what should I say? The Rudy Pandu and the MK1 for the future build is going to be a wow, right? I think it's gonna be one of my later type builds when I really feel more adapted to doing some really good work on sabers and stuff. Um, and that'll be fun because I plan on getting some insight with a few people on it and everything. So I know people have actually modified their Rudy Pendos, and I've seen some amazing mods. It's just, oof. And I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Harris work on a Rudy Pendo before. I don't know if he has or not. Does anybody know that he has? Uh, I think the Rudy Pendos now are starting to get a little bit more scarce here and there. He's done smaller runs here and there. Last time when I texted him about the one that I got, he had said he was only going to do one or two more runs, and that was pretty much it. Maybe he's had some more demand for it and decided that maybe he wanted to do some more runs and stuff since then. But now I've seen some sales with sabers on um on some of the channels that are looking for um that have Rudy Pandos already instilled in them and stuff. I wonder if it's that difficult to work on a Rudy Pando. I'd have to talk to somebody who's already done quite a few of those and see how they feel about them. Rich, have you done any Rudy Pandos? I don't know if you have or not, but I don't know if Dave's done any Rudy Pandos. Um, I think KR has done a few Rudy Pandos. I think I'm not sure who else has done some. I'll have to look at some videos and see if I can find some builds with Rudy Pandos. I know I've seen some Pinterest pics with Rudy Pandos that look absolutely phenomenal. Rich, you haven't? Okay, okay. So, um, like I said, I've got some things to sell off and get rid of, and once I get rid of, I can kind of put some money aside and grab some hilts. Even though I've got 5 hilts to finish up and do, but I think once I get those, I don't want to wait too long. Like I'm hoping to have some money by Christmas and get the Lost Acolyte. That's one of the hills I would love to acquire and work on eventually. So I'd love to have the empty hilt already in hand because if they go out and get sold out, and then they won't make any more. I'd be shit out of luck, and that I find that hilt fascinating, really fascinating. Rich says, Chet Osborne, let me know what you were looking for. I usually make them custom for each hilt based on need. Yeah, Chet, you won't be sorry, dude. Hit him up, man. Hit him up. I guarantee you, he'll make it good, dude. I tell you what, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys have all you guys have already seen it, man. But I still have to show it off because it's just I really just and of course this is you know my father's memory hilt, and we agreed and everybody agreed that it's called the balance, right? Because the way my dad was, he was you know he was one of a kind. See, Jim says epic birthday gift idea for Jimmy is the KR acolyte. Yeah, I'm one in the acolyte myself, so I'm hoping Christmas time I can have enough money. Well, if I sell off some stuff and I get that money right away, you better believe I'm gonna purchase it right away. So here we go, guys. So this is Rich's right work right here, right? Well, this right here I did myself. Uh, I put this in because this is for the buttons, but if I take this out, let me see. Hold on, guys. Let me, here we go. I'm gonna take this piece out because I cut this and sanded this in there. Um, but let me take it out. And this is Rich's chassis right here, right, for my father's saber hilt. And this is his work right here, right. So you can see, come around this way, speaker, crystal chamber, LED, and then the buttons go right here, and then battery in here, and the board will go right in here, right? The board will go right in there. And so for the buttons, um, I went ahead and cut my PCB, like my clamp cards, right? Y'all are familiar with my clamp cards, so I cut this, and it fits right into the groove for the buttons. So then I can wire the buttons and run the wires through the little holes right there, and put the buttons and glue them down right up on top there. And then Rich gave me the idea to use some was it screws? I think he said for the buttons to make sure that they get all the way down in there. So that's I'm going to try that and see how that works out, man. So that's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, thank you, Jim. Thank you. So I'm really anxious to uh, build on this, but at the same time, I'm all like intimidated too. it, it looks so cool even without it being built on. But yeah, see, look at that. So there you go. See, you'll see the buttons like that right up in there. I think it looks pretty neat like that. So instead of having some plain piece in there, I'm like, got to bring it up a notch, right? You got to bring it up just a little bit underneath there. Put some flair to it, right? Right, Rich. Have a little flair to it. So, uh, and then stand it up in here. Oh, dear God, my pods are leaving me. Oh my gosh. Um, so what was I? Let me see. Oh, I didn't even close it all the way. Jeez, I'm so like getting late. uh, Jim says that open square hole in the back looks almost the right size for an OLED screen. Yeah, it is the OLED screen. Sorry, Jim. Yeah, it is an OLED screen, and I was when Rich had put it on there, I was like, wow. I was in awe because I really wasn't expecting an OLED screen. I really wasn't. And when he put it on there, I was thinking to myself, my God, it's gonna be badass because I'm gonna have two um two crystals showing, right? The one in the OLED screen and then the one that's being lit up. So um it is a great way to have the two crystals in one. So yeah, I find it very, very, very awesome. Very awesome. So and with the Epic Clamp card and all of that good stuff. I got a little batch going here. I'm hoping that I can finish these up by next week and get a batch out to Space for Civilized Sabers, man, because I'm like, woof, it is getting to be a pain sanding these down by hand, man. My fingers are already raw from even with wearing a glove. It just gets. I don't like to wear the gloves too much because if I wear the gloves too much, I start wearing it down too much and I sand too much off because I can't really feel exactly where I need to sand just a little bit so that it slides right into the um right into the box one, right? So let's see here. I think these are done right here. So yeah, I think I was wanting to send her some of these that I had just cut. I think he would have loved these, man. I think Harris would have just loved these like this for some of his hilts. I think he would have loved them, right? So I got, that one. And I'll show you my favorite clamp card right here of all. This one right here is my absolute favorite to cut right here. This is my absolute favorite to cut right here. Ooh, maybe you see here. Try not to get too much light on there where you can't see it, but yeah, that's my absolute favorite right there. And then of course, you have your copper looking ones. So I think Harris would have enjoyed these on some of his savers. I think he would have put a few of them here and there. And if he didn't put them on, hey, that's okay. I think he would have just kind of showed them off a little bit too. You know what I mean? Interchangeably, maybe on some, you know, uh, smaller saber builds and stuff like that. Thank you, but he would have definitely enjoyed those if he was. I had wanted to send him four, and he says, "Man, you can send them if you want to, but I'm really not gonna mess with them because I'm kind of getting out of the hobby. I got my unicorn, and that is where I'm going to stop at." He knew where to stop at, man. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool to know where to stop at and what you want, what you're doing, where you're going in life. Yeah, he knew how to take care of it. He knew how to handle business. Yeah, he knew how to business. TK don't know, or can it do it? Wait, let's see. What about a mini screen? Well, that's what an OLED screen is, TK. Is the mini screens. They're small mini screens, dude. They come in white or blue, I believe. Those are the colors, and they can do all kinds of things, man. Right? And just they're unbelievably cool. I like the fact that you can actually have some of the um the lettering, right? The Star Wars lettering and what do you call it? The um oh my gosh, my brain is so fried right now. It's late, man. I'm like my brain is just time time to kind of wind down, dude. Arabish. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, Arabish. I've seen some Arabish and animations and all kinds of things on that OLED screen. So my God, there's like games. There's the Arabish. There's I believe the crystal that goes round and round. There is. Let me see. I already said games. Arabish. There's the games. What else? There's a few other things, right? Right, Jim. Oh, yes. You can also program it to even show your logo and your company and stuff like that as well. And it's really cool stuff. Games are only with the CFX. Oh, are they, Jim? Just with the CFX? That's it? I kind of find it comical though. The games on the CFX. Irv must have been bored one day and wanted to play some games, so he put it on there. Can't say I blame him though. I think it was just all fun. I think he thought it would be funny, which it is. It really is. It really is funny. Yeah, yeah. But I think it's so cool that the kind of technology and Harris, being the '80s guy that he was, he really enjoyed every aspect of saber building. He enjoyed the camaraderie, the community. He enjoyed the love of Star Wars. He enjoyed the love of sabers. He enjoyed, the passion that people had for, sabers um, as well. and he really went all out for the friendships that he acquired. And that's how we need to keep remembering Harris, through Saber Talk, through our friendships, through the Saber family, and keep on going with, helping those who need information on sabers and everything like that, because he would not hesitate to help somebody out in giving information out to help a person out who needed, information for their builds. And I think we need to keep on following that legacy, that example, right? We need to follow that example, and because in doing so, if we follow his example, if we show others the way, this is the way. If we show people the way, we honor his memory with every person that we help and get to the point where they need to be in their builds. And that would be Harris. That would be our Jedi drummer. And that, my friends, I'm going to say, for those of you watching now, for those of you watching later, thank you so very much for hanging out with us, for listening in. Um, I can't thank everybody enough for being on here, especially Gabe and Anthony for chiming in with their busy schedules. And Jedi Arms Dealer, Dave, thank you again too. Jim, Felicia, TK, Chet, Cinzy, Jim. I mean, everybody in here in the chat. I'm so very appreciative that you have come to help me honor Harris today on Mundo Madness Monday. Um, it really helps our hearts, kind of get a little better. He'll never be gone, and there'll always be that us. But at the same time, we're gonna heal by keeping his memory alive and having great stories, right? I got the big old Kyber crystal right here on my neck, because this thing is just about as big as his heart, right? This, you know. Jim says, yeah, Harris, thanks for letting us know your awesomeness. Yeah, and he would always say, "Love you, buddy. Love you." So yeah, we love you, Harris. So you're hearing us. You're hearing us, dude. We love you. So if you guys enjoyed tonight, man, I hope you sincerely like and subscribe to the channel, Civilized Sabers. I also piggyback on my channel at Mundo Cabrera 7007. So if you like, you know, this content, is very much appreciated. To like and subscribe. And you guys have a very cool and awesome week. And I hope everybody has a great week. Be nice out there. Be cool. Stay safe. May the force be with you guys. Love y'all. Mundo out. I'm going to, well, I'll be out in just a second. I'm over here like, oh my goodness. Bye bye, everybody. Peace. Oh no, it didn't go.